What up, everybody? It's FIFA for Days on AG here, bringing you this Man of the Match series. So this was an idea from a Twitch viewer, Montzamunch, and I liked it so much I thought I'd give it a shot. And it works like this. There are 3 rules to this series. The first is I start by building a squad full of sub 55 players. I'll then play matches, and if one of my players gets Man of the Match, they are then replaced by a higher rated player. The trick is that the overall increase can only be as high as that player's match rating. So the goal by the end is to have an all 80 plus squad. So it should be interesting and have some fun strategy to be able to pull this off. And if you're still a little confused, hopefully it'll make sense by the end of the video. So of course, the first thing we got to do is we got to build a squad. So basically what I did was I just started with the regular 4-4-2. Just to make it simple here from the start. I'm probably going to change the formation on later on in the series, but for now we're going to start with the 4-4-2, and then I just went through the club and picked the worst player I had at every position. So in goalkeeper I went with Rice, who's an Empower League 2 player. I put him in goal. He's English, and this actually worked out because I had 2 English CBs in my club. So on the right CB we see Swinglehurst, who's from Empower League 1. And then on the left, I had another Englishman, Dugdale, who's from Empire League 2. At the left back, I had a Norwegian in my club, 52 overall, Johnson. And then at right back, I ended up putting Geiger, who's from Switzerland, and Expo League. So then I just moved up to right mid. Went in my club. Worst one I had was Stewart, so threw him on the squad. He's an Irish from Electricity. And then right center mid, I picked Pilates, who was the worst player on the squad, who's also an Englishman. Left center mid, I picked Claude, who was my next worst. And actually, it worked out pretty well so far, since I had so many English players right by each other. At left mid, I put Bensiken. Apologize for ruining names, man. I'm not too good with those. Then at left striker, I put McLagan, who's from Wales, and then at right striker I ended up putting Stokely, who was my next to worst player. So that's the squad that we threw together. This is gonna be the first squad we take in the game. Again, 4-4-2. And yeah, man. So now we got to move into rule number 2, which is to play the matches. So part of the reason why that's a rule is I just have to match up and play whoever I get matched up against. So if I had to play some crazy team just because they matched me up that way, then so be it, man. But this time it actually worked out, and I got to play somebody that actually had a bronze squad as well, man. So this one might be a little bit easier to play than the rest of them, but we'll actually see. So we jumped straight into the game, and the first half of football was pretty ugly, man. I'm gonna show these couple of highlights here, but it's not really a highlight. That was my one shot on goal. He actually ended up getting 3 in the first half, but his didn't go a whole lot better than mine did. His best look was probably this right here, and even this one ends up going wide. So it was an ugly half of football, and it sort of bears out as you look at the halftime match facts. He had a little bit of edge on me in possession, but it was pretty even. In the second half, it was not really even anymore, man. I decided to kick it into high gear, and McLagan shows the connection works out, baby, by capitalizing on the mistake and putting it in the goal, man. And after that, man, I think his partner Stokely just got a little bit jealous, man. So decided to do his own little swag, bounced it off of his chest. It looked like a mistake, but it wasn't at all, man. And it kicks it into the back of the net. And then 2 minutes later, we have a little hook up here. Goalie came out to get me, so pass it off, drop it off to Stokely, and he finished it for me. So that was pretty much the match, man. 3-0. We had a pretty good second half, man, after the terrible first half. You know, the chemistry came together, the team put it together, and our man of the match ended up being Stokely. So we go back to rule 3, which says our man of the match player is replaced by a player that is his man of the match rating or higher. So that means we take Stokely's overall, which was 49, and we take his match rating he got, which is 9, and we now have to find a player that is 58 or below. So here you see me real quick, just search through, trying to find a bronze striker that I think would work with the squad. And looking for a striker, I wasn't really looking for anything with chemistry, or I wasn't looking for a formation or any particular player. I was just sort of looking through and seeing what was out there below 58. So about 12 pages in, I actually ended up finding my boy, Agerson. who's a striker from Real Salt Lake here in the United States, MLS. So it made it kind of close to my heart. Made me feel kind of good about adding him to the squad. Considering I had to lose who was the man of the match in Stockley. So here you see us ceremoniously remove Stockley and replace him with Agerson at right striker. So we send Stockley back to the club, and I eventually put him back on the club or back on the squad as a reserve role type of thing. So here's our new man of the match squad. Now we have Agerson up there. We actually don't lose too much in terms of chemistry because the team didn't have any chemistry in the first place. So it should be fun seeing how it goes from here. So that's it for the first episode, guys. Please leave me feedback. Let me know what you think about the series. Think about ways I could improve it. Anything you want to see, let me know. Other than that, AG out.